Hey everybody, Herschel here from High School Top 200. Just bringing you a game review from yesterday's game, Hamilton Boys and Auckland Grammar. It was great. Like, the atmosphere was really good. The feeling around the grounds, and the good thing about Hamilton Boys is that they always let their students out to watch the games, which I think is a big deal when it comes to especially your first 15, which is kind of your top team. So they let them out, and it was like a good atmosphere. The boys were there supporting, and you had the soccer going on behind you, and basketball in the gym and things like that. It was a good day. For me, the big difference with the two teams, and this is even before the game started, and you can kind of get that feeling watching them run out on the field and stuff, is that Hamilton Boys beat St. Paul's on the Saturday. And rightfully they brought their energy to the game, rightfully they brought their attitude to the game, and kept to their structures, and it turned out right. Auckland Grammar, on the other hand, they had the biggest loss that they could ever have to Mags, I think it was, and they also brought that to the game, and they brought those feelings and those emotions, and it wasn't in a good way kind of thing. Like, you could always feel that they were a bit behind, or you could feel that they were a bit too cautious, a bit overdoing it, maybe a bit too much, and it definitely played out. It definitely played out on the field. Auckland Grammar were really, and from what I heard, that they built up a lot of pressure right in the first 10 to 15 minutes against Mags, but came away with no points, and then we know what happened at the end of the game. The same thing with Hamilton is that they built up so much pressure, came away with 3 points, but then after that it kind of came to a point where everything stopped, and they stopped going through their structures. And I was having a conversation with a couple of parents on the side from Grammar, and I asked them a question. I said, to me, and what it looks like is that Auckland Grammar go through their structures, do everything right, and go through everything that they're supposed to do, but then they get to a point, and then they don't know what to do after that, and then they're kind of looking around at everybody else to see what they're doing. I said, is that right to think? And they said, actually, yeah, that kind of does have that kind of feeling to it. And I think that's what's going on, is that maybe they don't have leaders to stand up. Maybe they don't have guys that they can look to, and maybe that's where guys like Wise Guy probably was a good player, because he took it on himself and he made it work for himself. Now, there were some changes in the team. There were some changes in the team that was from the weekend, because from what I was told, Tovo was playing on Mags, but he didn't actually play this game. Jeffrey was in there, which he did okay, actually. Like, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I think Tovo would have been maybe a bit better, and having Sione at 6 and then Tovo at 8, and with Sam Johnson back. And I got the name wrong last time I did the preview. I was talking about Sam Johnson at open side. Like, I think from what I've seen before, to having him back to having him now makes a really big difference in terms of their defense, the defensive side of it, and getting to the ball and things like that. Like Mansell, this is the first time I've seen Mansell play at first 5, and then having Lino and Rodney. And the combination did kind of work out. Like, there were things that I thought could have went different, but I mean, that's just the way that they played it, and it kind of worked out well. Melino kind of looked like he had an injury too. Like, he was limping around for a little bit towards the end of the first half, and then he kind of looked that same way all the time. Hamilton Boys, they do what they do, and they played fit. They played with a lot of planned spontaneous moves at the same time. Like, they don't care if you're ready or not at line-out time. They'll just get 3 guys standing there, and then they'll just throw someone up while you're trying to figure out how many numbers there are, who's going to lift up who, and all that kind of stuff. And they'll just throw the ball up, and then they're going to go again while everybody's trying to figure out what to do. Then they have to try to figure out, who's going to get to this next ruck. And that's where Hamilton is good, is that when they play with speed, their speed is constructed speed. It's set play speed, and they spread the ball wide. Morgan Harper played really good yesterday. Like, he defensively and offensively, he had probably like 4 really huge runs where he was breaking tackles, sidestepping, stepping dudes, and he just made it look really easy. Quinn had a pretty good game as well. He just took the ball up strong. Charlie, he actually did pretty good, to be honest. Like, him and Rameka, Reiki did actually a really good job on Lino, and Lino didn't actually make that too many. I don't think he made a break, like an actual line break. Maybe one, but there wasn't too much activity from Lino, so they did a really good job shutting down. But man, Charlie took a big hit. Everyone knows at that game, Charlie took a big hit. Like, Lino wasted him. But in true Hamilton boys fashion, Charlie just popped back up straight away. He got up even before Lino got up, and he just ran to the next set, and he lined up. And that's just the toughness of Hamilton boys and how they are. They don't really care what's going on with your injuries. They're just like, make sure you get here, make this what you need to do, and the boys respond to it. Rameka set up a lot of stuff from the back, from fullback, but even though Charlie played good, I still think Reiki, Rameka, and Quinn will probably be the best options for first, second, and centre, with Quinn out at centre, because it gives you 2 options of gameplay, kind of like playing 2 first fives, where if the other first five's not there, he can set up the next ruck and you just play on from there, kind of a bit like league. But they did. It was great the way that they worked it. Patrick with Israel and Braden, this is the first time I've seen him play, but that was good. And Tom Martin, he was a year 11 lock for Hamilton boys, and he was just great. Like, I thought he played a huge game for them, and he's good. He's going to be moving up in my top 60 year 11. He was good. So Saya again played really good. He's actually picked up in a lot of in the last few weeks. Tahu coming off the bench was interesting. Sam played good, but I don't know. Maybe that's just the way that they work and the way that we want to play. I mean, I would have started Tahu. I would have started him, maybe bring Sam on later, but I mean, it worked out. Kanan also played really well. I thought he had a pretty good game, but Auckland Grammar really do need to pick up on their scrums and make sure their scrums are set, maybe set a bit lower, and follow through with their engagement and drive once the ball goes in, and work as a unit. And they got pushed back too many times, and it just didn't look like they were handling it too well. It was a good game. It really was. I thought Grammar did real good to bounce back, and really good to show that they're still willing to compete, which is coming off a big hard loss like that. And it's great that they're having these a week and a bit off. So I thought that another good game from Grammar, and they're going to be back, and so maybe you should watch out for them. And massive win by Sacred Heart yesterday over Grizzly Boys, which was really surprising at the score. I'm not surprised who won, but the score was pretty surprising. And so keep a lookout for my my other social medias on my Facebook. Please share with everybody on your Facebook. Share the page. Let's get this out here. Let's get people paying attention to it, and get our boys more coverage and more attention, and hopefully they get more options with their rugby careers. Jump on my Snapchat, HS Top 200, also on my Twitter, HS Top 200, or at HS Top 200, and also on my Instagram, which is doing terrible. Sorry, I couldn't remember to do my Instagram yesterday, but my Instagram at the real HS Top 200. Look out for my other videos, subscribe to YouTube, and keep along with this. Peace.